Dan, I'm going to have to move fast here. I'm going to have one tidbit from each game. This is all you need to know. Let's start with my Super Bowl pick, Cincinnati Bengals at Baltimore. Bad news, Cincinnati. Listen to this stat. The Ravens are 5-0 all time when facing the Bengals at home in the month of September. You know what that means.
The Ravens are going to win.
I think so.
Okay.
Number 2, St. Louis, Minnesota. St. Louis going with Sean Hill. You might not have known this, Dan. Sean Hill is the truth. 34-year-old quarterback. He hasn't lost a game he started since 2010.
How many games has he started?
0.
Okay.
But he won his last 2 in 2010. He's hot. I like Sean Hill. A lot of weapons there. Okay. Number 3, New England at Miami. Tom Brady missed practice with a calf injury. Are there durability questions with Brady? That's what they're wondering in Miami. Then I saw this stat. He started 80 straight games since his injury in 2008. That doesn't really look good for Miami.
And his beard looks good, too.
I know. Yeah, it's going to be tough. Saints, Falcons. Okay, Falcons terrible last year, right? They played New Orleans really, really tough both times, and they've won their home opener in 6 straight seasons. Dan, I'm gonna bludgeon you with these meaningless home opener stats. Atlanta, I'm going to pick them to win this game outright.
All right. Is there any chance this is a 6-pack instead of a 12-pack?
I'll go faster on the last thing. Oakland at the Jets. Did you know Derek Carr is a 9th Raiders starter in the last 11 seasons at quarterback? Opening starter. That's incredible, Dan. 9 out of 11 years.
Wow.
That's not good.
Wow.
Pittsburgh, Cleveland. Steelers have won 10 straight home games against the Browns. Johnny Manziel will play in the second half. You heard it here first. And he will not win.
I think I need a 12-pack to get through this.
It gets even better, Dan. Washington and Houston. I've crunched the numbers. Redskins lost their last 8 games last year. Texans lost their last 14 games. These 2 teams have lost 22 straight games.
Something has to give.
I've crunched the number, Dan. Both of these teams cannot lose this game. Someone will snap their streak. I'm not going to tell you who. Buffalo at Chicago. The starters for the Bills, your Bills, E.J. Manuel, their first 18 possessions of the preseason, they did not score a touchdown.
Yeah, well, they're due.
The Bears' improved defense gets an easy start here because Buffalo's lost on defense. I got 3 more. I know we're out of time. Carolina, Tampa Bay. Did you know the Panthers led the NFL with 60 sacks last year? I didn't until I looked that up right now. Tampa Bay's offensive line in trouble. Panthers win that one. Jaguars versus the Eagles. Chad Henne, you know he had 9 out of his 15 touchdowns last year in the last 5 games? He's trending upward. I know everyone wants Blake Bortles. Henne has a better game in a loss. Lastly, but actually second to lastly, Dallas, San Francisco. Did you know that Tony Romo is the 2-0 against the San Francisco 49ers with 5 TD passes?
I did not know that.
No interceptions and 686 yards passing in 2 games. Those are good numbers, Dan. I know you like Romo now. You and Rich Eisen were discussing. Big game. I think the Cowboys win that in an upset. And lastly, Broncos versus the Colts. Well, Robert Mathis not playing. He killed the Broncos last year. So I think Fritzy's Colts are in a good spot here. Peyton Manning completed 80% of his passes in the preseason. That guy, he's going to be pretty good, Dan. You can book it. That's against the grain.
Thank you, McLovin.